Most reptiles that die in their first year are not killed by disease. They are killed by their owner's hands, not out of cruelty, out of ignorance. And the worst part, the mistakes are invisible. You think you are doing everything right, you are not. Today we are counting down the 7 handling mistakes that are quietly destroying pet reptiles across America. Number 7, no routine or consistency. Coming in at number 7, and it is one most people never even think about. Many new reptile owners handle their animals randomly, sometimes every day, sometimes not for 2 weeks, at different times of day, in different rooms. It feels casual, it feels fine. It is not. Reptiles are creatures of habit. Their bodies are calibrated to predictable cycles of light, temperature, and activity. When handling happens on a random schedule, the animal can never fully relax because it never knows what is coming next. That low-level uncertainty is a form of chronic stress. Build a routine. Handle your reptile at roughly the same time each day, ideally during its naturally active period. Keep sessions in the same general location. Use the same approach every time. Consistency does not bore reptiles. It builds trust. And trust is the entire foundation of a handleable animal. Think of it this way. You are not just handling a lizard or a snake. You are training its nervous system to associate you with safety. That takes repetition, and repetition requires a schedule. Number 6, handling during a shed. Number 6, and this one has a very simple rule attached to it. When your reptile is in shed, do not handle it, full stop. During the shedding process, a reptile's skin is sensitive and fragile. Its vision is often impaired because the eye caps, the clear scales that cover their eyes, also shed. This combination makes them feel extremely vulnerable. A reptile in shed is more likely to bite, more likely to panic, and more likely to sustain or cause injury during handling. You will know a shed is coming when the eyes turn a cloudy, bluish color, and the skin looks dull and lackluster. At that point, your job is to make sure the humidity in the enclosure is correct to support a clean shed, and to leave your animal completely alone until the process is done. After a successful shed, wait another 24 hours before resuming normal handling. Let the skin settle, let your reptile decompress, and let it come back to baseline before you reach in again. A completed shed is actually a great moment to check the animal over visually. Look for any retained skin around the toes or tail tip, but do that with your eyes first, not your hands. Number 5, sessions that are too long. At number 5, something that looks like dedication but is actually doing damage. Owners often measure success by how long they can hold their reptile. Longer must mean more comfortable, right? Not at all. Most reptiles are not social animals. Unlike dogs, they did not evolve to seek out companionship. Time outside their enclosure is inherently taxing. They are away from their heat sources, their hides, their familiar smells. Even a calm reptile has a threshold, and when you push past it, you are not building a bond. You are building a stressed animal. For new reptiles, start with sessions of just 5 to 10 minutes. As your animal becomes more accustomed to handling over weeks and months, you can slowly extend that time. But the moment you see stress signals, the session ends, not in 5 more minutes, right then. Overhandling is one of the most overlooked causes of chronic stress in pet reptiles. And chronic stress suppresses the immune system, making your animal vulnerable to respiratory infections, parasites, and a range of other health problems that will cost you vet visits and cost your animal its quality of life. Number 4, incorrect grip and support. We are at number 4 now, and this is where things start getting physically dangerous. Reptiles do not have the same skeletal structure as mammals. Their spines, limbs, and tails are built for specific types of movement, and when humans grab them incorrectly, the consequences can be severe. The most common grip mistake I see is grabbing a lizard or snake from above. To a reptile, something coming down from above means one thing: predator. Even an animal that has been handled dozens of times can go into full panic mode when approached from that angle. Always approach from the side and below. Scoop your reptile up with flat hands and let it rest across your palms rather than gripping it tightly. For lizards, always support the hindquarters. Never dangle a reptile by its midsection. And never, under any circumstances, grab or restrain a reptile by its tail. Many species will drop their tails as a defense mechanism, and while they can regrow, the process is stressful and the regenerated tail is never the same. Correct handling technique is the difference between an animal that tolerates humans and one that actively avoids them. Number 3, misreading body language. Number 3, and this is where a lot of people get bitten. Not because their reptile is aggressive, but because they missed every warning sign leading up to it. Most new owners treat their reptile like a dog or cat, looking for obvious signals like wagging tails or purring. But reptiles communicate in a completely different language. And if you are not fluent, you are going to miss serious warnings until it is too late. Here is what stress actually looks like. In bearded dragons, watch for a darkened beard, a flattened body, or repeated glass surfing. In ball pythons, look for an S-curve defensive posture, hissing, or tight, balling up that does not loosen when you approach. In leopard geckos, tail waving can signal agitation, not friendliness. When you see these signs and continue handling anyway, you are not bonding with your animal. You are teaching it that its signals do not matter. Over time, this creates a reptile that is permanently on edge, difficult to handle, and far more likely to bite. And here's the thing about reptile bites. They are almost never random. They are the result of a warning that was ignored repeatedly until the animal had no other option. Learn your species. Handle only when the animal is in a genuinely relaxed and alert state. Number 2, handling right before or after feeding. We are down to number 2, and this mistake causes one of the most serious physical harms you can do to your animal. The science here is very clear. Reptiles rely on external heat to digest their food. Their entire metabolic process depends on them staying warm, calm, and still after a meal. When you pick up a snake or lizard right after feeding, you disrupt that process entirely. Handling too soon after feeding can cause regurgitation. And regurgitation is not just unpleasant, it is physically traumatic for the animal. It damages the esophagus, depletes energy reserves, and in recurring cases can be life-threatening. I have seen animals in serious decline because of this single repeated mistake. The standard recommendation is to wait at least 48 hours after feeding before any handling. And before feeding, do not handle either. A reptile that is already stressed before mealtime will often refuse food altogether, starting a cycle of hunger and anxiety that can be extremely difficult to break. Number 1, handling too soon after bringing your reptile home. And here we are. Number 1, the mistake that sets the tone for everything that follows. The one that, if you get wrong, makes every other mistake on this list worse. Let me paint you a picture. You drive home from the pet store, your new bearded dragon or ball python is in a box, and the second you get through the front door, you want to hold it. I completely understand that impulse. But what you are doing in that moment is picking up an animal whose nervous system is in full survival mode. When a reptile arrives in a new environment, everything is unfamiliar. The smells, the temperatures, the sounds, all of it reads as a potential threat. The enclosure is unknown. You are unknown. And when you reach in and pick that animal up in the first 48 to 72 hours, its brain does not register kindness. It registers, the predator has found me. The rule I give every single client, without exception, leave your reptile alone for a minimum of 72 hours after arrival. Let it drink, let it explore its enclosure on its own terms. Let it eat its first meal before you even think about handling. For more sensitive species like chameleons or green tree pythons, I recommend waiting a full week. That first impression matters enormously. A reptile that associates you with stress from day one is going to be difficult to work with for months. A reptile that is given time to settle and then introduced to handling gradually is a completely different animal to own. Patience here is not optional, it is medical advice. If this video helped you, hit subscribe. See you in the next video.